In 2026, I'm about to make a pretty significant shift in my business model on Amazon this coming year. I am going to be adding a good amount of merchant fulfilled to my business in a serious way. And honestly, like for the time being, I expect it to be heavier than FBA. And I'm not really. This is not really a panic. I'm just adapting to the changes that have been happening, mainly in the book business, use items overall. And I'm going to get into all of these reasons in this video. So make sure you stick around to the very end, and make sure you hit the like and subscribe button while you're here. And let's just jump into it. So if you sell books or media or used items specifically on Amazon, you've probably felt this already, but Amazon has made a lot of changes over the last year. Not a lot, but small tweaks in the background without really announcing anything. Mainly being the used buy box logic and who gets the actual buy box. 'Cause that's where 90% of the sales come from. And if you've been in this game for this past year, they've done it 3 times to where back in March for the first time for like 3 weeks, they were favoring merchant fulfilled over FBA offers for the used buy box. And everything that we've been taught from everyone in this space is that used books are always going to mainly the lowest FBA offer, whether it's acceptable or good condition. The condition hasn't really mattered as much since I started selling on Amazon in 2023, but that has changed completely. And in March, they started favoring merchant fulfilled over FBA, and then they turned it back on to where it was just FBA. And then in September, they did it again for like 3 or 4 weeks where it was favoring merchant fulfilled. And then now for the third time since like November 3rd or something like that, it's been about 6, 7 weeks. They've been like Amazon has been favoring merchant fulfilled sellers in the buy box and basically the lowest offer overall. Like there's even times where I see on my listings where my FBA offer is lower than the merchant fulfilled offer, and it's not winning the buy box. It is favoring very good conditioned books in used media over good condition. So I think that is a part in it too, because a lot of my inventory is in quote unquote good condition, not very good condition, or it's in acceptable condition. Acceptable books are being skipped over entirely. Like I haven't seen one listing where I've won the buy box as an acceptable offer, regardless of FBA or merchant fulfilled. So um, this is a big issue, especially for like mainly. I feel like most booksellers, especially of my size, I don't have a warehouse or anything like that. So the idea of sending stuff into FBA and have it sell on their warehouse shelves, they ship it to you prime shipping, has been something that I've relied on in my business for 99% of my business since I've started. And the fact that this is changing is really an issue for my business. So I'm going to get into some other reasons why I am adding merchant fulfilled to my business. So let's keep this rolling. So the number one reason why I'm going to switch my business and add in merchant fulfilled is because the used buy box is going to merchant fulfilled sellers. So I'm not going to like fight Amazon when everyone else is kind of waiting for FBA to sort of kick back in. I don't hear people talking enough about like, let's add in some merchant fulfilled while this is going on. I just refuse to wait on the sidelines while this is sort of happening and just hope and pray that Amazon changes it back to the way it was. Like I would rather add in a portion of this into my business and continue to have money coming in than just like wait and hope and pray that Amazon changes it back to the way it was. So that's like the number one reason that I'm moving over to merchant fulfilled. And then the second reason that I'm moving to merchant fulfilled is, like I said, acceptable condition is basically dead for FBA, at least from what I'm seeing. I don't know if anybody else is seeing it, but I have a lot of acceptable books in my inventory right now. They come like a lot of these books that you're buying from bulk sellers, like they say they're in good or very good condition, but they end up coming in acceptable condition. And you used to be able to win the buy box with it being acceptable condition, but now I'm not seeing that be like acceptable condition, regardless of FBA or merchant fulfilled. Maybe merchant fulfilled if you have like a ton of feedback or whatever, but I'm not like none of my acceptable Christmas items are selling. Like I have to take them I have to put them down at like $6.99 or under $10 for me to even sniff getting a sale. That's a big issue. And they go to my prep center, which they're probably checking like super quickly. They see that it's they see the binding is ripped off, or pages are coming out, or highlighting or whatever, and they mark it as acceptable. Um, it's just a waste of time, waste of capital to buy a book from a bulk seller, send it to my prep center. It's an acceptable condition. I used to just ship it in, I used to just ship in acceptable condition stuff because they used to win the buy box and sell. But now if they're not going to win the buy box, you just have to send them back to the seller if they're in rough condition. So that's probably what, like 10%, it has to be like 10 to 20% of my inventory, maybe less. I don't know. I'll have to look at it, but yeah, except from what I see, acceptable condition is pretty much dead for Amazon FBA. So that's a big issue as well. All right, guys, before we move on in the video, I do have a sponsor for this video, and that is 3 Colts and Seller 365. Seller 365 is a one-stop shop for everything that you need for an Amazon business. There's like 9 or 10 different softwares that are included with the $69 per month fee. I think right now it's 25% off throughout the month of December, so definitely take advantage of that through the link in my bio. But I use it for Inventory Lab, Scout IQ, Smart Repricer, Scout X. I'm starting to mess with a little bit, but you probably have a bunch of tools that are owned by different companies, and you're probably spending $200, $300, $400 a month on all these different tools. Why not just spend $69 a month on all pretty much similar tools, all in one suite, sort of like a Microsoft suite, if you will, or Google suite. But yeah, the link is in my bio if you guys are interested in trying this out. There's a free trial, and then also 25% off for their Black Friday deal. So click that link in the bio, and let's move on to the next part of the video. Then the third reason, and probably the biggest reason why I'm adding merchant fulfilled to my business is because I just went through a Section 3, and it's really changed how I think about Amazon, the business of Amazon, and how much of a risk it really is. Um, I'm a risk taker. Like I'm very risk averse, and I'm wanting to really take chances. But with this business, I want to be an Amazon seller like 10, 20 years from now, right? I want to be selling on Amazon, or if not Amazon, be selling on a platform that is as high volume as Amazon. Maybe Walmart becomes that in the future, like a second player, which it sounds like they kind of are. But for right now, like I see myself selling on Amazon for the next at least like 5 to 10 years, and I want to keep my account health like very safe. Like that's what I'm prioritizing is account health, safety, and scaling in a very in increments, not like overnight, but like I want to do a little bit better and better and better each month, which I have been doing with FBA. But the thing about Amazon is if you go through a Section 3 and they shut your account down while you're getting reviewed, you can't pay yourself, and they hold your funds and your balance. They hold your inventory. So like if I were to get a Section 3, well, I already got Section 3, but if you or me were to get a Section 3 again, they're holding on to your inventory. You can't remove anything until you beat that Section 3. So if I were to go through Section 3 again and not actually beat it and have to continue to submit appeals, and worst case scenario, my account goes down completely, they hold and destroy all of my inventory. So I don't want to have 30, 50 to 100 grand worth of capital invested into Amazon FBA. Like I want to have control of my inventory, control of my cash flow, at least a portion of it. You know what I mean? Like, because if they were to shut me down, I could sell it on my inventory on Walmart and liquidate on Walmart, or liquidate back on eBay, liquidate to another Amazon seller because I have it. I have it at my house. So that's a big thing that I don't think as many people think about when it comes to the Section 3 thing, is that having ownership and control of your inventory is so big to where I can take a little bit more of a risk, say with like eBay to Amazon and new items, if I have them at my house rather than at FBA, because they can, if they shut me down, they keep it, they destroy it, they do whatever with it. They might sell it on Amazon resale or Amazon warehouse or whatever. You know what I mean? So that is a big mindset shift that I've had since passing this past Section 3. And this mindset shift really matters to me because I am adding more new items to my business. So um, I really don't want to park new inventory from eBay to Amazon that is quote unquote a little bit riskier, which I don't really think it's all that much riskier than, say Amazon to Amazon flips or any other like business model on Amazon that you have quote unquote invoices for. Like there's people that get shut down that have all the right invoices, but just can't beat their, section 3 or their case for like whatever reason. But I think Amazon in general, no matter what model you're doing, is going to have risk. It's just Amazon. And I think you have much less risk of your capital investment if you are in control of your inventory. So like I said, adding new items, like worst case scenario, I can liquidate to eBay or Walmart or whatever. And the last reason, which I've already kind of hit on, and I'm kind of reiterating myself in a lot of in these reasons, but the books game is just changing, and I just refuse to sort of wait it out. I don't again, I'm not hoping and praying that Amazon is just going to change it back to FBA when they're doing merchant fulfilled. I'm like, all right, if they're giving the buy box merchant fulfilled sellers, I have the capacity to do it. I have a basement where I can put some shelves up downstairs. I work from home to where I can like pick, pack, and ship orders like in between calls. It only takes you like an hour or two, at least at this point. Like, once I scale this up, it could take 3-4 hours to do, over 100 orders in a day, but I'm not close to that yet. I mean, I can do like I can do 10, 20, 30, 40, probably 50 orders in a day. So, in my mind, it's like why should I fight Amazon and just wait for them to fix this thing, right? Like if I have the capacity to do it, and I know how to do it, and I know other sellers that are doing merchant fulfilled safely, and they have the right systems and processes that I can learn from them, then I'm just going to do it. Like I'm going to add merchant fulfilled to my business. So to wrap this video up, I mean, do you guys think I'm crazy for feeling this way? Is anybody else going to be adding merchant fulfilled to their business? Like I feel like this is what people should be adding right now. Like, don't fight Amazon. Like, adapt to. This goes for any business, right? Like, nothing is ever. The market is not always going to be the same forever, right? Like, if the platform that you're selling on or the industry that you're in is changing, you have to evolve. You have to adapt, and you can. This is part of being an entrepreneur. You have to roll with the punches, and I think a lot of opportunity is on the other side of the thing that is like blocking you. And I think in this particular case, it's this used buy box situation. So I think adding merchant fulfilled, at least a portion of it to your FBA business, is a no brainer in my mind. Um, and I don't know. Let me know how you guys are feeling about this whole buy box, situation. Are you gonna stick with FBA and wait for Amazon to hopefully, change it back to favoring the lowest FBA offer? Are you gonna be adding some merchant fulfilled? Are you gonna go all in with merchant fulfilled? I've definitely thought about that. I'm kind of just waiting it out and seeing how this thing, sort of happens. Obviously, over the next like 3 to 6 months, but yeah, I'm not waiting on the sidelines anymore, guys. I'm adding merchant fulfilled to my inventory, especially more new items. New items, the buy box logic is different than used because they it doesn't matter if you're FBA or merchant fulfilled. The buy box just rotates with new sellers. So that's what's really cool about new items and merchant fulfilled as well. Like you can beat Amazon and FBA sellers in the new buy box. It just like rotates depending on the ASIN or listen that you're on. The buy box just rotates. With used items now, there's like no rhyme or reason. It seems like it's the lowest, very good condition merchant fulfilled seller or someone with like a lot of feedback. It's not going to acceptable. It's not going to good condition FBA. It might go to very good FBA, but I haven't really tested that out because I don't have a lot of very good FBA items. So I don't know, man. Am I crazy for thinking I need to be adding merchant fulfilled to my inventory? It certainly worked for me. Like this past Christmas, like I've picked, packed, and shipped a good amount of orders, used and new items for Christmas season. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are. Are you guys going to add merchant fulfilled to your business? If you're not, you can tell me I'm crazy if I'm the only one that's thinking this. But make sure you guys like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if you've made it this far. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, you guys have anything else you guys want me to kind of go over or get my thoughts on moving into 2026, I got a lot of new videos and content coming out to wrap 2025 up and kind of where my mindset's going into 2026. So I appreciate everybody, and I will talk to you next time. See you later.